And the next thing you got to do is you got to this file here. We're going to delete that and regenerate it. So we're just going to hit delete the config file, and that's gone. This zip file we don't need, so we're going to delete that. That's gone. And now we have everything that we need, and there's our folders and everything up there. Simple WordPress is empty, so we can delete that, just keeping our folder structure clean. And the htaccess file will be regenerated. So now everything's in play. What we need to do is we need to go to our local site. Here's Simple WordPress, and we got to go to piplikesvideos, and we're going to generate a SQL file just to make sure we have the latest and greatest of our SQL. And so once that opens, we're going to go to our database, and we're going to say export, and we're going to choose the database that we're interested in, which is going to be custom. The one we want is Simple WordPress. There it is. And I'm going to say don't add drop database, because that's going to cause a problem on the remote site. They don't like you deleting their databases, so we're just going to say we can drop table if it exists, and go. So that's going to create our SQL file, and I'm just going to put it up on the desktop here, and then I'm going to open that up in my editor. So I'm going to go to the desktop, I'm going to find that SQL file. It should be called Simple WordPress SQL. And here what I'm interested in is this URL. And I need to change this by doing a find and replace. So I want to find this, but I want to replace it with my okay, so every instance of this local URL, I'm going to replace it with this remote URL, and I replace all, and it finds 32 replacements. I save that, and I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to go into my host, which is the control panel, and I got to go to the control panel and find my SQL, or my database stuff, which is down here, and I'm going to go to phpMyAdmin, and it's going to ask for a password, and this is why I need to know the username and password. So I put that information in, I hit go, and now I'm inside the database, and I'm going to set SQL. Now here is, I'm going to paste this in, and let's see what we get. It's going to say, hey, asking not allowed to use that Simple WordPress. I'm trying to create a database that doesn't exist. So what I need to do is in my SQL, I've got to comment these out with 2 dashes. I'm going to comment that out because I'm not creating that database. It's a different database name. So I'm going to save this, Control A, copy, go back to where I was, try to do it again, let's see if I get an error. Hit go. And now it says you have an error in your SQL syntax. Create database Simple WordPress. Alright, so what did I do wrong there? Apparently my keystrokes are different, so I'm just going to say get rid of this junk here. Gone. Just get rid of it all. These comments. Save, Control A, copy. Let's see if that works. And I go back to SQL and click. I'm going to click inside my database here. That's important too. And then click SQL. So now inside that, I'm going to paste in there. I'm going to hit go. And the database table has been created. So now I type in this URL, and now it's going to recreate my configuration file. It's going to say, hey, what's your database information? And here I got to remember what it was, which was king lud underscore WP, and the username and the password, and everything else stays the same. Now sometimes this might change, and if it does, your host should tell you what the name of your database host is. Mine's localhost. And submit, and I get an error connecting. Now here is the error there. It should be, this is the username, and we hit submit, and we get an error. Alright, so now I change this information here, and I hit submit, and there we go. And my site is finally running.